Hi, Sal. Sorry. Hi. Here we are
How are you going?
on a very hot day.
So hot. So hot for
It is so
Toowoomba.
hot. Yeah,
And we're
yeah,
just not
exactly.
naturally built for it up here. Without a sea
And
breeze or
we
something.
are walking with us. Walk with us.
With us. Walk with us. Okay. Now I actually want to dig into something interesting straight off the bat, which is, and it's not dissimilar to what we were talking about telling the truth, not my
Yeah,
truth, not a dramatic, kind of re putting together something that's happened, but I'm talking
yeah, yeah.
about things that are vulnerable that you probably wouldn't talk about because for fear of just being seen as a bit scattered or
Yep.
potentially, not pulled together.
Yes. Yep.
um,
Which is so
and,
important, apparently.
you know, yeah, which is really important. Okay. And for us, we talk about wobbling all the time, which is my version of sort of fessing up that, I'm not fully centered today. I'm just
Yeah.
the word wobble because it makes me feel like I still haven't gone over the edge. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Yes. You're just teetering, but you're not falling.
So not falling, but I'm just not quite myself today. And obviously, you and I are going through big life shifts. You're probably a bit further ahead than I am, just as far as separation and sorting all
Yeah,
of that
sure.
out. But that is like a daily wobble. The one thing I'm struggling with is, some days just having faith that things will get better, right? Because when you're in a state of wobbling for
Yes.
quite a long time, because obviously when you separate, you've got to, just
Uh-huh.
because you said it, there's like a billion steps between that and actually doing it physically. In our
Yes.
case, it's not like one of us walked out and
You
moved
know,
out and yeah.
yeah.
Um,
You know what I
and
think the
it's
irony there
awful.
is, Sal? Yes, it is awful. But the irony in what you've just said too is, having faith that things will get better. And then in the midst of all this chaos and in the midst of all these things that you're going through or someone's going through, you also feel responsible for getting better. And so it's an
Yes.
added
So
pressure
this
to
is
get to
like
that point
the
where things will
paradox,
get better.
right?
Yes.
Yes. This is one of the
And
paradoxes of life that I'm learning, which I think that's the other thing I'm really loving at the moment is I'm actually learning so much about
mhm.
stuff that I'm embarrassed to say that I thought probably I should have picked up on earlier in life. But and this is one of the paradoxes, right? Yes, you need to get through something, but you're the only one who can do it. So, yes, you have to have faith that something's going to get better on the other side, but you actually have to take the steps to do that before it appears. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah,
So, before you
absolutely.
feel better, you've got to take the steps to feel better when you don't feel better.
And sometimes, again, the irony is that sometimes to feel better, you have to feel worse
Yeah,
first.
exactly. It's kind of, and I'm going to say this more globally because I feel like you and I are exploring this a lot. It's
Hmm.
actually being able to hold two ideas at the same time, which kind of are opposite, but both true.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So, like the
Yep.
idea that to feel better, you have to do something when you don't feel like doing it because it's hard, but that will
Yes.
lead to feeling better and having faith that it will lead to feeling better before that actually appearing. Do you know what I mean? Or did that just not make any sense?
No, no, it made perfect sense, sweetheart. And I think it's the art of letting go in order to get somewhere. And
Which is so
sometimes,
against our ingrained nature. Well, I mean, I think you and I in particular,
yeah,
probably more broadly, women who have had multiple children or even one child, and you're kind of responsible for their logistics. Because I always say I'm
yes,
a very good logistics manager.
we have to hold on
So,
to so much.
correct. And we also mitigate outcomes all day long, right? So, oh, if that doesn't go right, I'll do that. I'll pivot. I'll do
Yes,
this, blah, blah, blah.
yes, like we're risk managers all the time.
Correct. So, letting the idea of letting go
Uh-huh.
it does not come naturally to me.
No, and sometimes
The
it feels
idea of
very uncomfortable.
it does feel uncomfortable. That's the word, right? And
Mm.
it's not
Hmm.
impossible. It's just it's hard because
Yeah.
you don't know what the outcome is. You know, remaining married when you're not in a happy relationship that you've been married for a really long period of time is pretty steady and you know what the outcome's going to be. Leaving that
Yes.
relationship because it no longer fulfills you and it isn't right is really
Hmm.
hard. And
Yes.
I hate to quote Mel Webb Robbins, but you can't turn on your friggin' Insta without seeing her.
Yeah.
But she did say one of the hardest things to ever do is leave a relationship that's wrong with a nice person that's done nothing wrong.
And
Okay?
that's
And I think,
exactly what I was going to say. I think it's what we do often is we try and find a reason for that person to have been the wrong person that is actually
yes,
counterintuitive to how we feel, just in
correct.
order to excuse the fact that we just didn't feel like we needed to be with them anymore.
No,
And
and it's a kind
to
of
be
was a
okay with
natural,
that.
I know, but it's so
It's just a
hard
natural
because I
ending
think our
for one
brain
part. I
just
think
wants
it's,
to, our brain wants to
yeah,
close a loop. Our brain wants definite
absolutely.
answers, not,
Or invert or do whatever,
yes,
we do to make things
yes,
look
that
right.
feels, it feels self-indulgent to not
Yes.
have a definitive reason, which I don't
Yeah.
understand why, but it does. That feels
Well,
really
I think it's
like
especially when, darling, you've
selfish.
made the decision. Yeah, when
Yes.
you've made that call and they haven't, because for whatever reason it felt okay for them, but it didn't feel okay for you. And so you're like, right, so this wasn't mutual. This was just
No.
you. And taking on a responsibility for a decision that you make is really, really grown up and hard.
I mean, at the mild old age of 48,
Yeah, 51, we're doing it, right?
it's just like I feel grown up.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like, oh,
No.
right, okay.
So I think
I've got to pick up
again,
the sock.
it is teaching me something, and it's probably something realistically. Fuck, I hate very fast bicycle riders. They scare me. That was just like whoosh, whoosh, and I'm like, oh my god, that's intense.
Hmm. It's intense.
It's intense, but I feel like my this is something I want to teach my children, so they don't have to learn this at
Yes,
my age. Do you know what I mean?
it
And
would
it was
be lovely. And I
interesting.
think
We were
they
talking
are.
about ideas around, they're introducing like talking about your emotions and stuff in school.
Yes,
I don't think they dig into this stuff, right?
I think it'd
And
be probably for them a dangerous area to dig into in a
but
way.
then,
They could have
but
anarchy.
paradoxically, I know, but then we've got these
I know.
kids that, there's the highest rate of mental health issues in young adults
I
post
know.
COVID. And you think,
Yes.
well, if only someone older than you, like your mum, was actually talking about
Yeah.
how she wobbles and it's okay. And instead of
Yes.
going, what we were said is we just never talked about this kind of stuff really. Like my mum
Or
never,
just being stoic. Yeah, as you
yes,
use
being
the word
stoic,
stoic
you
a
put
lot.
on a good
Yeah.
face and
Make
you
sure
get
that
out the
you
door
remain in
and
control
in control
and you
and
just get on and do
calm.
it because that's what we do.
Yes, yes,
The thing is, too, Sal, I think we spend an awful lot of time resenting that,
yes,
internally,
yes.
and we
And
don't
that's
really
probably the
articulate that resentment.
no, but I think that that is the part for me that I've released because I feel a lot lighter in what I'm doing